a great program, even more importantly than just being a great team. You know, they're a consistent team. They're in the NCAA tournament dang near every single year. Obviously, last year they had a ton of injuries, and you know they had a little bit of a down year, you know, towards their terms and what their expectations are. But I expect them to be very, very good. You know, they're healthy right now. They return, I believe, about 95% of their scoring, which I think is 6th in all of college basketball. So they have great experience. They got tremendous guards in Trice and Davison, and obviously they have an All-American in Ethan Happ who poses a lot of problems on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. You know, for our team, I'm really looking forward to the opportunity, the challenge that we have tomorrow. I know our guys are really excited to play. You know, we're excited to play against another quality opponent and continue to grow and continue to get better.
Coach, what's on the short list of things that you guys need to do tomorrow night to have success and potentially come away with a win?
You know, I think number one, you have to have possession toughness. It's a game of discipline. You know, Wisconsin's one of the most disciplined teams in the country. They don't ever beat themselves with turnovers, bad shots. You know, they thrive on teams that turn the ball over or take bad shots. They really make you pay for it. And, you know, having that possession toughness of each possession is going to matter. Getting a quality shot, taking care of the ball is big. And then secondly, I think you have to start with Happ. Right, you know, Happ's a tremendous player. He not only could score, but he makes guys better. You know, right now, in only one game through this season, he's averaging a triple-double. But he can really, really, really pass the ball. You know, so he can do both. So we got to give him different looks down there, and not let him get as comfortable, maybe as we did in in the previous opponents that we've had this year. We got to give him different looks out of the post because he's different than what we've faced, you know, to this point in the year.
Actually, building off of that, kind of coming into this season, he had tested the NBA draft waters, and they told him he needed to get to the free throw line more and to shore up his mid-range jumper. In the small sample size you've seen so far, has he done those things? Has he looked markedly different than when you saw him last time? You
know, last time, Shannon, because we've played against him twice over the last couple of years. He's a tremendous player. I mean, he was great last year. I mean, he was all conference last year in the Big Ten. Like, he's about as good as any player in the country along the front line. And you know, he has the ability, again, I think he does. He gets to the line a ton. That's just what he does. And I think his free throw percentage, you could tell he's become a more confident shooter for sure. But he's a guy that thrives on contact. He's got an awkward game, a unique game almost. And that's what we try to tell our guys in personnel when we watch personnel clips. He's very unique, his style of play offensively. He'll be unlike any other post player that we play all year. He's got a high IQ. He knows how to draw fouls. Like I said, he's a tremendous passer, kicking out. And that's how a lot of the three-point shots happen. They really play inside out. Their team is committed, but they play through him. And it all starts with Ethan Happ.
What have you learned in the first 2 games from your team that you feel like, you know, we can build on, or we can really improve upon this? Like, what can you take away from those 2 games going forward?
You know, I think our older guys, starts with them, and we've had long talks over the last day and a half. You know, taking ownership of the team even more during the game. We can't allow teams to go on big runs. And you know, we gave up 2 big leads both the last 2 games, and we have to be more disciplined with our approach on the defensive end. You know, especially vision off the ball. I feel like we're losing a ton of vision and leaving shooters. You know, we got to be there on the catch and having that shot clock toughness, because Wisconsin's going to be a team that's going to be very patient. They're going to get a great shot. You know, they're going to work to get a great shot, and we have to stay locked in for the entire shot clock. You know, they're not going to just come down and just jack up a 3 within the first 5 or 6 seconds of it. You know, it's almost like a little bit of time of possession, like they talk about in football a lot with the NFL. That's what Wisconsin does. They want the ball more than you. And we have to have that toughness and that discipline to do it possession after possession after possession, regardless of the score. Whether we're up by 15, we're down by 10, whatever it is, like, we have to stick to our process.
Do you think the guys kind of had a wake-up call after Evansville, or have taken to that message well? I know it's just been a day, but I guess maybe the proof will be tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the proof will be in tomorrow. I thought we had a great practice yesterday, Shane. I didn't want to beat those guys down and practice 3 hours, even though I was really, really frustrated with our team and our coaching staff, including myself, you know, from the performance that we had on Saturday. But we had a lot of individual meetings, met with individuals, met as a team on some things that we have to get better at. And I think we'll see a different Xavier team tomorrow night as far as that effort goes.
Travis
up. Is that to your advantage to get them to run?
Yeah, I think Wisconsin, you talk to all the coaches that have played them a lot or in their league. It is really, really difficult to speed them up. That's almost dang near impossible. And, so you have to value each possession. Now, we want to play really, really fast offensively. I think that's an advantage Xavier. We got to look for open threes and open layups, which I thought we did last year at Wisconsin, and we did 3 years ago in the NCAA tournament as well. We got them in transition a little bit. We have to push the pace offensively, but it is very, very, very difficult, I think, to speed them up on their offensive end, with your defensive pressure, because they're going to be very, very, very patient.
Does it help you at all having Ben Johnson on your staff who's seen them like a zillion times?
No, it absolutely does. Ben has great familiarity. He has a scout here against Wisconsin, being in the Big Ten the last 5 years at Minnesota, and he was actually at Nebraska as well while they're in the Big Ten. So, he has great familiarity with Wisconsin. But Wisconsin is who they are. But they are really, really good at what they do. Like I said, they don't beat themselves ever. They're a disciplined team. We have to take what we want.
Over the last few years, this rivalry with Wisconsin has been really interesting and sort of special. And I think sometimes early in the season, do you have to kind of corral that a little bit and maybe not blow it out of proportion to your guys before a game like this?
I don't know if it's necessarily a rivalry, Adam. It's obviously, one of the hardest losses I've ever taken as a coach, head coach, assistant coach, doesn't matter what you are on a staff, was a loss that we had against Wisconsin 3 years ago, and how we lost, with Bronson Koenig hitting 2 threes there in the last minute and beating us 66-63. That memory will always stay with you. Obviously we went up there last year and we were lucky enough to get a win at Wisconsin. It was a back and forth game. It was very close. The score at the end was a little bit misleading because it was a tied game with about a minute and a half to go, and Trayvon hit a couple daggers, some big shots for us. But again, I think more than anything, Adam, it's a quality opponent. It's a great game for them. It's a great game for us. It's a win-win. 2 really good programs that do things the right way. Again, we're excited to play. I know our guys are juiced and ready to go.
Travis, they shot a ton of threes against the Coppin State. I mean, maybe more than they. Does that mean anything? Was just the nature of that game, or what?
I think a little bit was the nature of the game. They still were playing inside out. They post it about as much as any team that we'll see all year, probably more than any team we see all year. And they'll not just post with Ethan Happ. They'll post up Khalil Iverson. They'll post up Nate Reavers, Brad Davison, their guards, Pritzel. So it's a little bit unique. They really go an inverted offense where they post their guards, they put their bigs on the perimeter. But they'll play inside out. But the way Coppin State was guarding them, it led to a lot of threes for them. They were trapping Ethan Happ basically the whole game, and so he was just kicking it out. That's why he had double-figure assists in that game. It's exactly right. And so again, you got to pick your poison with Ethan because he's such a tremendous player. He can score when it's ISO'd out down there, but he can also does a great job of kicking it out to shooters, and they have guys around him that can really, really shoot the ball. So that's where they put you in a bind.